Hello everyone, ಶರಣು ಶರಣಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು. Welcome to Sri Baswa Public School, Ilkal. So already we have started in the previous class. That chapter name is Why Do We Fall Ill? In this chapter we have discussed that diseases and its causes, acute and chronic diseases, chronic disease and poor health, causes of diseases, infectious diseases, non-infectious diseases, pathogens or microbes. So all these points we have discussed. Today now we will discuss the next point is okay. Now we will discuss today's important aspect. Why is it important that we think of these categories of infectious agents? So, infectious agents carrying from the vectors along with their bacteria, fungi and viruses. You have studied in the previous class. These categories are important factors in deciding what kind of treatment to use. Suppose if the patient is suffering from that by the viral or virus, or if the patient is suffering from by the bacteria, if the patient is suffering from the disease by the fungi, okay, we can decide, isn't it, what kind of treatment to use member of each one of these groups. You know that the diseases, infectious diseases caused by the viruses, caused by the bacteria, caused by the fungi, caused by the vectors and so on, is it? So, they have many biological characteristics in common. So, it takes that biological characteristics in the body of the living organisms. All viruses, for example, live inside the host of the animals, inside the host of cells of the animals, whereas bacteria very rarely do this like, and but here we are seeing that viruses are very small in size. We cannot see with our naked eyes also, and we want to see very clearly those picture of viruses. So, electron microscope need. So, these viruses living in the living organism in the host of the cell, okay, but bacteria very rarely do the function in the cell. Viruses, bacteria and fungi multiply very quickly. So, their numbers will be increasing in the host of the cell or in the body of the organ. So, their number is very quickly multiply, whereas worms multiply very slowly in compared to these microbes. Those are viruses, bacteria and fungi. So, taxonomical means by classification, by classified, all bacteria are closely related to each other than to viruses and vice versa. So, closely related to the virus or viruses are very close to the bacteria. So, this is the taxonomically we are decided or classified. Okay. So, next here, this means that many important life processes are similar in the bacteria group, but are not shared with the virus group. So, bacteria life processes are different. Why? These bacteria group are working their life process in the body of the living organism. So, these life processes will not shared with the viruses group. As a result, drugs that block one of these life processes in the member of the group is likely to be effective against many other members of the group. So, we are using that medicines, we are using that drugs. So, that drug is block one of these life processes in the bacteria. okay, or in bacteria only. Okay. But the same drug will not work against a microbe belonging to a different group. So, this is the depending upon the drugs. So, these drugs are very effective work, and it will not take place life processes of these microbes. Okay. Next, an example, let us take antibiotics. So, if you want to block the life processes of the bacteria, life processes of the virus, life processes of the fungi in the body, so we should be take that which type of here chemical substance here or chemical, that is the antibiotics. So, they commonly block biochemical pathways. So, in our body which type of the reactions are takes place? Those are the biochemical reactions. So, these biochemical reactions of the pathogens or microbes or bacteria, virus and fungi, so that can be blocked by taking of antibiotic, important for bacteria. So, main drug or antibiotic is very important for the bacteria. So, the bacteria biochemical pathway will be blocked by taking of antibiotics. Many bacteria, for example, make cell wall to protect themselves. See, bacteria themselves only preparing or making the cell wall to protecting by the antibiotics. So, like that they are working in our body, bacteria. The antibiotic penicillin blocks the bacterial process that build up the cell wall. That penicillin injection is there, antibiotic, it can be block the functioning of or the life processes of the bacteria. It is also forming the cell wall. As a result, the growing bacteria become unable to make cell walls and die easily. So, that penicillin, it forms that its cell wall against the cell wall of the bacteria, then the functioning of the which one bacteria cell wall is inactive, or lastly it can be die by the which antibiotic here, penicillin. So, is it clear? Okay. Next, you observe that human cell here, they are given cell membrane, nucleus, mitochondria, DNA means you know that deoxyribonucleic acid. Okay. Human cells do not make cell wall. Sure, 100%. The animal cell will not have the cell wall. It is covered by a very delicate layer is known as cell membrane. So, penicillin cannot have such as an effect on us, because antibiotic of the penicillin is providing or producing that cell wall around the against the bacteria, but here in the human cell it has that cell membrane, and this cell membrane will not covered by the cell wall of the penicillin. Okay, you mind it. So, penicillin cannot have such an effect on us. Penicillin will have this effect on any bacteria that use such process for making cell walls. So, it is used for only bacterial diseases, because the penicillin is forms that against the bacterial cell wall. So, antibiotic of the penicillin also producing around the or against the bacterial cell wall. So, this cell wall is block the life processes of the bacteria, and if they are not takes place life processes in the bacteria, automatically that bacteria will die. Okay. So, similarly, many antibiotics work against many species of bacteria rather than simply working against one, just I told. Okay. But viruses do not use these pathways at all, and that is the reason why antibiotics do not work against the viral infection. See, bacterial, for bacteria purpose we can get it antibiotics, and that antibiotics dies the bacteria by the infunctioning. Here these antibodies will not work in the viruses against viral infection. If we have a common cold, taking antibiotic does not reduce the severity or the duration of the disease. However, if we also get bacterial infection along with the viral cold, so taking antibiotics will help. So, it is including bacterial infection along with the viral cold. So, that time the antibiotic work, because virus and bacteria are together are there, and it forms that cold, common cold or viral cold. So, that time antibiotic can be work. If only viruses are there, does not work antibiotics. So, taking antibiotics will help. Even then the antibiotic will work only against the bacterial part of the infection, not the viral infection. So, here I think you cleared very well. Means of spread of infectious diseases. How the diseases are spread to the human being or living organism. We knew here airborne diseases are the common cold, pneumonia, tuberculosis. So, these are the three diseases which are caused by the airborne diseases. Waterborne diseases are the cholera and amoebiasis. Amoebiasis are the two example of waterborne diseases. Sexually transmitted diseases are the syphilis and AIDS. So, AIDS and syphilis, these two diseases are caused by the sexually transmitted. And next, through the vectors, Anopheles mosquitoes vector of malaria. So, malaria disease is actually caused by the biting of female mosquitoes. So, it is transmitted by vector, through the vector. So, these are the means of spread of infectious disease. Okay. Next, organ specific and tissue specific manifestations. Okay. After entry of microbe in our body, where do they do? Manifestations. Manifestations means what here? So, they can be living in the particular area. Okay, manifestation or manifestation. Okay. After entry of microbes in our body, where do they go? They are living in the stomach, they are living in the small intestine, they are living in the liver, they are living in the tissue, they are living in the cell. Where they do they go or work? Now, you see. So, that question to answer you will do, we can find out. Answer depends on point of entry. For example, tuberculosis is the one of the dangerous disease. It is shortly we can say TB. It is caused by bacteria. The bacteria are entry point through nose to the lungs. Where they are entering? They are entry through nose to the lungs. So, in the lungs only they can do their work. This type of the disease, that is called TB or tuberculosis. Okay. Observe the picture, how the bacteria are entry through the nose to lungs. Next, second example, typhoid. This typhoid is caused by bacteria through mouth to guts, small intestine. Okay, mouth to guts. So, by drinking of polluted water, drinking of the uncleaned water, and next you are not cleaning your hands properly before taking the food, by these reasons we can get it to typhoid. So, that typhoid bacteria entry through mouth to guts. So, just you observe here normal person and a jaundice person. Okay. Example, jaundice. Jaundice is caused by viruses, not a bacteria. These jaundice are caused by the viruses through mouth to liver. It is affecting to the liver, working viruses in the liver, host of the cells of the liver. Okay. Next, sex organs. So, sex organ, that viruses entry in the lymph nodes. Lymph nodes are there in our body. In this lymph nodes, these viruses are entered. So, definitely you are suffering from the AIDS by the sex organs. Sex organs. Okay. And next example here. So, in the Japanese. So, Japanese encephalitis or brain fever virus enter through a mosquito bite, infect the brain. Okay. So, this is attacking to the first vector or mosquito is bringing this virus, and after biting, so if it is entered in the blood, so that blood is carrying this viruses to the brain. You are suffering from that brain fever. It is also called as Japanese encephalitis. Okay. So, I think you understood very clear all these points what we have discussed today. Okay. So, remaining points we will discussing in the next class. Thank you my dear students. Sharanu Sharanarthigalu.